Well, hey, howdy everyone, Losity here, back in action for more examination. Attraction, that's right. We have a full 30 minutes to go through here to figure out what's going on with Jingoku. Because honestly, it seems like there's a game afoot, and Herlock Sholmes, and Mikatova here are trying to figure out what exactly is happening. So without further ado, waha! The wall is slightly different color just here. You see? Indeed. What you have observed arises when a frame that has been hanging for some time is removed. Perhaps your friend is an art thief. Now there's a bold deduction, worthy of a great detective, I'm sure. He may very well be an elusive thief who has been plaguing France's galleries of late. I think perhaps we should focus our attention elsewhere, Sholmes, don't you? That outline on the wall. I feel as though I might have spotted something of similar shape and size elsewhere. Like it's screaming at me. These are the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Additionally, there are severe punishments for stowing away in wardrobes and/or travel cases. I feel the rules have increased since I last read them. Probably just my imagination. What about the fact that they're not straight on the wall? Doesn't that strike you? You may be right. Probably just your imagination, though. A trifle. And you know what I always say, Mikatoba? There is nothing important about trifles. It's probably just my imagination, but I think that might be slightly off. Okay. What's with the bookcase? Plenty of reading material to keep passengers occupied on a long sea voyage. Found the mixture of classic literature and easy read to be most satisfactory, I must say. However, whoever stocked this bookcase was a hopeless heretic. There's no copy of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, my dear fellows. I'm afraid it's just me, but no, quite right. More blasphemous than overlooking the Bible. I shall leave a copy behind. Just happen to have one with me. You're a true missionary of the Church of Great Detectives, aren't you? I love their playthrough because he does it just like Naruhodo. All the doors on this vessel have locks, I believe. A wise idea. You never know where and when criminals may strike. But of course, to the great detective Herlock Sholmes, lock, bolt, or shirt button, it makes no difference. All unfastened with equal ease. Will you go on? You sound rather more like a great thief than a great detective. My dear Mikatoba, as long as there is greatness, I am quite satisfied. Of course you are. What's this? That's a very sizable trunk indeed. Seishiro is partial to hold things large. A rather clumsy fellow, if you fail to notice he'd left that behind. Perhaps he left it on purpose. It's lighter than you might think, but still a hindrance to the speedy escape. Pity. It's locked, so we can't look inside. Surely 5 seconds from now, the situation will be quite different, though. Sadly not. It has a 7-digit combination lock. And I'm not in a Morris enough mood to work through all the combinations at present. Okay, lazy bones. That's a substantial heap of clothes on the floor. An overcoat, shirts, a dressing gown. Momohiki work trousers, a Taizen robe, a haramaki waistband, or the clothing of a Japanese man. And clearly Japanese men are unaccustomed to the culture of the wardrobe. It looks to me as you've been thrown into a heap like that in something of a hurry. Indeed, you could help yourself to a Japanese man's shirt, perhaps? I'm sure you made mention of packing too few. I very likely drowned in one of Shishiro's shirts. No, I'll just buy any extras that I need, I think. Okay. Well, what's over here then? What is this? There's a speaking tube here. Look. Oh, it's been stoppered with some cloth. The voice of this crewman on the bridge aren't an annoyance, I suppose. Or indeed, so that the voices of this cabin aren't heard elsewhere. Did something have happened in here that was for no one else's ears, do you think? Either that, or it could be to prevent snakes from entering. That's really become a favorite case of yours, hasn't it? Apparently so. Well, let's look here. Quite the exquisite glass, I must say. See here how it... Is something wrong, Sholmes? He suddenly trailed off. Ice, Mikatoba, ice. What, opulence the first-class passengers enjoy. Chilled drinks. Pardon? Could it be that the steamship is equipped with a electrically, refrigerated cold room? Do you think? Well, it is a luxury liner, after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce, as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoyed culinary delights from all over the world. Suddenly, Mikatoba, the sight of you is making my mouth water. I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know? Boy, is this some yo-yeah shit or what? I'm just saying. They might have. This is a waste paper basket. Look, there's still rubbish inside. Indeed. Then let us pry. I discovered recently I have a penchant for exploring the contents of others' waste paper baskets. I sincerely hope only for your work. Ah! Here we have a notice issued to the passengers from 3 days ago. 3 days ago? The night before we arrived in London, then? When I was still aboard myself. Following a departure from the port of Dunkirk, all crew members are required to assemble. Ah yes, there was evacuation drill. I remember now. For our safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. So it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once. Oh, okay. Oh. Ew! You're still here? Able Seaman Stroganoff. Hello again. I was beginning to think you'd never materialize. You went for me? Of course! I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity far sooner. I was in trouble with Captain because of the trick you played before. Poor innocent Tashinkin. It is all your fault! Ship is leaving Portland soon. Get off now! Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there's something that must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally. The debunking of your deceit, and the bearing of the truth. Kakoi? I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jingoku has not yet left this vessel at all. Oh! And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganoff, you know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you? How can you? Good gracious, Sholmes, you mean you've worked it out? All of it? It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more. What is this? We have but minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Ooh, time is of the essence. Mr. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jingoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. Duh! That is what I said! Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts that. What? Ah, yes, of course. I see you notice it too, Mikatoba. Then please, do take the lead. One in this cabin shows the impossibility of Jingoku having disembarked 2 hours ago. Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observation skills then, Mikatoba. It's been 10 years since we last did this, Sholmes. Not 3. Why, of course it has. Now, all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. But as I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe and the answers become clear. So impress me. I think I can manage that. Okay. It's the ice.
Take that!
Oh, I love it! Perhaps he should have cleared away that glass. How curious that the ice should have melted despite it being abandoned 2 hours ago. Ugh! It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in hand. Get your mind off the refreshment, Sholmes. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff? But why would Shishiro run from us? Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Cruise are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jingoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Ah, that's right, they are. I was in the cabin next door, and Shishiro was... yes. 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage. As I suspected, for you see, there are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jingoku had to hide. What traces? Oh, I know nothing about this. Oh, this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff? Sholmes, what exactly are you getting at? As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice. Something out of place in here? That's the key to this, Mikatoba. The remnants of the dark deed that took place in here are being masked by something quite incongruous. I must say I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikatoba. No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we all know. Now then, let's see if I can't uncover the truth here. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow. So, it would be the rules of passage. What's rather awkwardly hidden the traces of a crime? It would be this.
Take that!
It's the rules of the passage in this frame here. They're obviously out of place. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were put there in a hurry. Yes, as I'm sure you're already concluded. The frame was originally over here. The shape and size are a perfect match. Oh, you are right. When did frame move? Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Ugh! Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve. So, Mikatoba, why don't you lift the frame off the wall? A gunshot? That looks like a bullet hole? What? Who has been shooting walls? I see. The projectile has been removed. Clearly the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. Ugh! I have a distinct impression that you're attempting to shield that said occupant. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern stranger? Ah, so we're talking about the same man, I see. Ugh! I'm sure we could get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very notable evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense, as clearly shown by... I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholmes. Ah, my dear Mikatoba, simply keep your first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle. I'm quite sure you'll see it. In fact, I put a wager on it. So I'm to glare at the fellow from all sides. Well, I can certainly do that. Oh, what is this? What is this? Ooh, money. A lot of banknotes. Ooh, little dance. It's almost too obvious for words. Quite! The universal language of the world. Money. Oh! And I'd wager that the Eastern fellow in question is Senshiro Jingoku, yes? Oh! So I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But... I believe you know, Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jingoku is hiding at this present moment in time. Ugh. As always, Mikatoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unflattering ally. Yes, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. I found the chink in this burly fellow's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. The slightest flicker of the pupils, minutely a delay to blink. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely permissible. You'd hardly call this barely permissible, Sholmes. This man's turned his entire head. Not exactly what you describe as a fruitive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious. We shall let your tapping toes aside, my dear fellow. Oh, yeah, it's very, very clear. A large tunk. Why all the clothes are there. You turned immediately to look at this large trunk, didn't you? Oh! The truth is, as Shishiro Jingoku was unable to escape from the ship in time, and is, at this very moment, doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk. If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. I imagine you didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible. But how can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code. The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure. Of course. In short, before Jingoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganoff. No! I know nothing about combination code. Oh, if you look at it from opposite. Don't move a muscle, my good seaman. Sholmes, you can't just say that. Huh? Now, Mikatoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? So it's 5. Hold on, I gotta look at it from the other end. 5. Is that 0? I had to like frame it because 4 5 is the end. 0 1 0 4 5. Oh, it's so hard. I know 1045 is at the end, and I guess it's like 5. That could be a 0, and that could be a 3. Yeah, that would be a 3. How on earth do you expect me to? It's a 7-digit number. Remember, quickly now. We have little time. It's right here. Oh. Review scene. I know it's like 1 here. And it's like 3 5. I just don't remember the rest of it. Review scene. Okay. So 0 1 4 5 5 0 3 5 0 3. Okay. 5 0 3 1 0 4 5 1 0 4 5. Oh, there we go.
Take that!
No, it's refusing to open. Tell me, what number do you use? Well, to begin with, I thought I'd try my birthday. Your birthday? Interesting. Since as today, with that absurd guesswork, you're dead to me. As measured as ever in response, Sholmes. Okay, so what could this one be? You would only look in the right place, Mikatoba. The answer would be staring you in the face. The right place? But you're having to spot a bother. I always find standing on my head aids the cognitive process. Yeah, it's totally, that's what the answer. It's a 2! Oh, I was my ass. Forgetting that 2s look like A's. I know that's a weird thing, but yeah. So that's 5231045.
Take that!
Yeah. That did it. It's open. Out of metal, didn't you? Well, Eugene, you found me now. Senshiro. I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know? But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish it were some other way. Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Oh, your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. Read stories of many of your exploits. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jingoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil's in the details, Mikotoba. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion. He's so bitter. I made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour. I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Well, Senshiro, are you going to explain all this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here on this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey? Yes, I've since heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the synopsis was postponed until goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. They decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it. I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you. Somewhat surprising, I must say. What is? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket, and here I am. I've just seen for myself the obvious remnants of that incident in this cabin. So you already purchased your return ticket before we even docked in Dover, had you? To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence? Is that it? Eugene, I have nothing to say to you. Well, in a mere 5 minutes, the ship will set off on its onward voyage, and not make port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over my movements. We have this, Asashiro. Take it. What is it? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British court would be. You came prepared then, Eugene. Come on, let's go. One moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jingoku's trunk. I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is that? Shinshiro? Can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something. But what? I have no idea. By the look of his face, I think he generally doesn't know. Well, let us pocket it as a small souvenir of our brief sojourn in France. Oh. Well, young Marudo, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on your shoulders of you and your assistant. The 3rd of November, 12:10 p.m. The Old Bailey, courtroom.